Hello students, now today we are going to continue the second part of the chapter number 11, that is the work and energy. So in the first video we have discussed in detail about the work, and here we are going to discuss about the various types of energies. Now students, what is energy? So students, energy, it is the ability to do work. It is always essential for performing any mechanical work. An object having the capability to do the work is said to possesses the energy. The object which does the work loses energy, and the object on which the work is done it gains energy. The energy of an object is measured in terms of its capacity of doing work. So students, the SI unit of energy is same as that of the work, that is the joule. 1 joule of energy is required to do the 1 joule of work. A large unit of energy is kilojoules. So student, 1 kilojoule is equal to the 1000 joule, or we can say 10 to the power 3. Work done against a force is therefore stored as the energy. Now let us take a few examples. Suppose when a fast moving cricket ball hits a stationary wicket, the wicket is thrown away. When a raised hammer falls on the nail placed on a piece of the wood, it drives the nail into the wood. Now, second thing, sun is the biggest natural source of energy to us. We can also get energy from the nuclei of the atom, the interior of the earth, and the tides in the ocean. So students, if we talk about the energy, luckily the world we live in provides the energy in many different forms. The various forms includes the mechanical energy. Mechanical energy means the potential energy and the kinetic energy, the heat energy, chemical energy, electrical energy, and the light energy. So students, a moving object can do work. An object moving faster can do more work than an identical object moving relatively slow. A moving bullet, blowing wind, a rotating wheel, a speeding stone can do the work. So student, one question arises, how does a bullet pierce the target? How does the wind move the blades of the windmill? Objects in motion possesses the energy, and we call this type of the energy as the kinetic energy. So student, the various example are like that: a falling coconut, a speeding car, a rolling stone, a flying aircraft, flowing water, blowing wind, a running athlete, etc. They possesses the kinetic energy. In short, kinetic energy is the energy possessed by an object due to its motion. The kinetic energy of an object increases with its speed. So student, how much energy is processed by a moving body by virtue of its motion? By definition, we can say that the kinetic energy of a body moving with a certain velocity is equal to the work done on it to make it acquire that velocity. So students, in the simple words, if we say kinetic energy is the energy which is possessed by an object due to its motion, it is called as the kinetic energy. It is because of the kinetic energy only a bullet fired from a gun can pierce a target. A moving hammer drives a nail into the wood due to its motion because it has the kinetic energy or the ability to do the work. Now students, moving on, let us derive or let us express the kinetic energy of an object in the form of an equation. Now let us consider an object of the mass m moving with a uniform velocity u. Uniform velocity means the initial velocity. Let it now be displaced through a distance s when a constant force F acts on it in the direction of its displacement. So now the work done, here you can see that we know that the work done is equal to the product of the force and the displacement. Okay students, so the work done is the F into S. So work done on the object will cause a change in its velocity. Of course, we have already studied that. So now the velocity which was u, that is the initial velocity, now it changes from u to v, that is the final velocity, and a, let it be the acceleration produced. So student, according to the equation of the motion, we know that the v square minus u square is equal to the 2 times of the acceleration into the displacement. So from here we can find out what is the actual displacement. So displacement here you can see is the v square minus u square upon 2a. So v square is the final velocity, u square is the initial velocity, and the force is measured as the mass into acceleration. Now putting these, the value of the F and the S in the work done equation. So instead we know that the work done is equal to F into S. Now we will put the force, formula of the force into the work done equation, and the formula for finding the distance in the work done equation. So while deriving it, we got that the W, that is the work done, is equal to the half into m bracket v square minus u square. But here we are starting our object from the rest, that is no initial velocity was there. So that means the u becomes the 0. So the work done, that is the formula for the kinetic energy we get here, is the half into mv square. Students, let us see one example of the kinetic energy here. Now one numerical is there. The numerical is like that an object of the mass 15 kg is moving with the uniform velocity of 4 meter per second. What is the kinetic energy possessed by it? So student, let us note it down. What is given? We have given with the mass of the object, that is the 15 kg, and the velocity, that is the v of the object, is given 4 meter per second square. So now what is the kinetic energy? So the kinetic energy formula is half into mass into final velocity square. So everything is given, m is given, v is given. We will just put it in the formula and we will get the answer 120 joules. That is the kinetic energy of the object which is obtained is the 120 joules. Now students, moving on, let's talk about the another type of the energy, that is the potential energy. So student, in potential energy is the energy which is possessed by a body due to its change in position or shape is called the potential energy. Its SI unit is joules. So students, we can say that the potential energy possessed by a body is the energy present in it by virtue of its position or configuration. For example, a stretched rubber band, spring, string on the bow, etc. Now we can say that a body possesses the energy even when it is not in the motion. So students, let me discuss few of the examples of the potential energy. Water stored in the dam has the potential energy due to its position at the height. A stone lying on the roof of the building has the potential energy due to its height. A wood spring of a watch has a potential energy due to the change of its shape. Now let's see in the picture, there is a boy which is playing with the bow and the arrow. So student, do you know that the potential energy stored in the bow due to the change of its shape is thus used in the form of the kinetic energy in throwing of the arrow. Now you can see here, the more the bow is pulled back, the greater the potential energy. In short, we will say the more you will pull back the bow, the greater distance the arrow will go. That means the greater will be its potential energy. Now student, there are the various factors which affect the potential energy. So let us discuss these factors one by one. The first factor is the mass of the body. that is potential energy is directly proportional to the mass. So students, here the directly proportional means that more the mass of the body, if the body will be heavier, the greater will be its potential energy, and if the mass of the body is less, the less will be its potential energy. Second factor is the height above the ground, that is potential energy is also directly proportional to the height, but it doesn't depend on the path it follows. Okay students, so it just simply it at the height, the body should be at the height. That means more the height, more will be the potential energy, and if the height is less, the less will be the potential energy. It doesn't depends on how the path is followed. Next is the change in shape. Greater the stretching, twisting or bending, more will be its potential energy. Now students, let us discuss the potential energy of an object at a height. So student, here when an object is raised through a certain height above the ground, its energy increases. This is because work is done on it against the gravity while it is being raised. The energy present in such an object is the gravitational potential energy. The gravitational potential energy of an object at a point above the ground is defined as the work done in raising it from the ground to that point against the gravity. So student, let us express for the potential energy. Consider an object of mass m lying at any point on the earth's surface. Here its potential energy is 0 and the weight is the mass into acceleration due to gravity, which acts vertically downwards. So student, to lift the object to the another position, say at a height h, we have to apply a minimum force which should be equal to the mass into acceleration due to gravity in the upward direction. So work done is done on the body against the force of gravity. So student, as we know that the work done is known as the force into displacement, and the force we know that the mass into acceleration due to gravity. Mass means the weight of the body and the g is there, the acceleration due to gravity. Now the displacement here is the h. So work done will be equal to the mass into gravitational acceleration and into the displacement, that is the h. So potential energy is equal to the mgh. So student, this work done is equal to the gain in energy of the body. This is the potential energy of the body. So potential energy is equal to the mass into acceleration due to gravity into height. Now students, let us discuss one example of an potential energy. So students, you can see here one example is given, that is, if a body of mass 10 kg is raised to a height of 6 meter above the earth, calculate its potential energy. So as we know that in the previous slide we have learned that the potential energy of the body is equal to the mass into acceleration due to gravity into the height. So student, here the mass of the body is given 10 kg, height of the above the earth of the body is given as the 6 meter, and the acceleration due to gravity, that is g, we have taken as 10 meter per second square. It is a constant, so acceleration due to gravity everywhere we will take as the 10 meter per second square. So applying these three things in the formula, we will get the answer as the 600 joules. Now students, moving on, one form of energy can be converted into the other form of the energy, and this phenomena is known as the transformation of energy. When an object is dropped from some height, its potential energy continuously converts into the kinetic energy. When an object is thrown upwards, its kinetic energy continuously converts into the potential energy. Now let us take some few examples for the energy transformation. Green plants prepare their own food. stored in the form of the chemical energy by using the solar energy through the process of the photosynthesis. When we throw a ball, the muscular energy which is stored in our body get converts into the kinetic energy of the ball. The wound spring in the toy car possesses the potential energy. As the spring is released, its potential energy changes into the kinetic energy due to which the toy car moves. In a stretched bow, potential energy is stored. As it is released, the potential energy of the stretched bow gets converted into the kinetic energy of the arrow, which moves in the forward direction with the large velocity. One more example, suppose a stone on a certain height has the entire potential energy, but when it starts moving downward, slowly the potential energy of the stone goes on decreasing as height goes on decreasing, but its kinetic energy goes on increasing as the velocity of the stone goes on increasing. At the time stone reaches the ground, the potential energy becomes the zero and the kinetic energy is maximum. Thus, its entire potential energy is transformed into the kinetic energy. So students, moving on, now let us discuss the law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor can be destroyed, but it can only be transformed from one form to the another. The total energy before and after the transformation always remains the constant. So student, whenever the energy changes from one form to the another form, the total amount of the energy remains the constant. Energy can neither be created nor can be destroyed. Although some energy may be wasted during the conversion, but the total energy of the system remains the same. Now students, moving on, let us discuss the conservation of energy during the free fall of a body. Consider an object of mass m lying at the position. It is made to fall freely from a height h above the ground, as you can see in the picture. At the start, the potential energy is mgh. As the ball falls downwards, the height h decreases, so the potential energy also decreases. Kinetic energy at the height h is 0, but it is increasing during the falling of the ball. So students, the sum of the potential energy and the kinetic energy of the ball remains the same at every point during its fall. So the potential energy is m into g into h and the kinetic energy is half into mv square. So if we add the potential energy and the kinetic energy at any point, it will always come as the constant. Now students, let us talk about the rate of doing work, that is the power. So what is power? Students, the rate of doing work or the rate at which the energy is transferred or used or transformed to another form is known as the power. If work W is done in the time T, then the formula for the power can be expressed as work upon the time. So students, power is equal to the work upon the time. The SI unit of the power is watt, in honor of James Watt, having the symbol W. We express the larger rate of energy transfer in the kilowatt. So student, the SI unit of the power is watt and 1 watt is equal to the 1 joule per second. Power is 1 watt when 1 joule of work is done in the 1 second. And the average power can be defined as the total work done or the total energy used upon the total time taken. Students, moving on, the power of electrical gadget. The power of an electrical appliances tells us the rate at which the electrical energy is consumed by it. So student, the bigger unit of the power is known as the kilowatt. 1 kilowatt is equal to the 1000 watt and 1000 watt is equal to the 1000 joules per second. Now let us discuss this with an example. Suppose a body does 20 joules of the work in 5 seconds. What is its power? So we have learned that power is equal to work done upon the time, and the work done here is given as the 20 joules and the time taken is given as the 5 seconds. So power is equal to the work done upon the time. So 20 upon 5 is equal to the 4. So that means the power is equal to the 4 joules per second or is equal to 4 watt. Thus the power of the body is 4 watts. Now students, the moving on, the unit joule is too small to express the large quantities of the energy conveniently. Therefore, a bigger unit of the energy is used. The commercial unit of the electric energy is the kilowatt hour or the board of trade unit. It is the amount of the electric energy consumed by an appliance of the power 1000 watt in 1 hour. So 1 kilowatt hour is equal to the 1 kilowatt into the 1 hour, and 1 kilowatt is equal to the 1000 watts, and 1 hour we know that we have the 3600 seconds. So 1 kilowatt hour is equal to the 1000 joules per second into the 3600 seconds. That is 1 kilowatt hour is equal to the 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joules. So student, the energy used in the households, industries and the commercial establishments is expressed in the kilowatt hour. The electrical energy used is expressed in terms of the units in our monthly bills. So students, 1 unit is equal to the 1 kilowatt hour. Now students, let us discuss this with an example. Suppose an electric bulb of 60 watt is used for 6 hours per day. We have to calculate the units of the energy consumed in 1 day by the bulb. So the power of the bulb is given the 60 watt, and now we can change into the kilowatt, that is 0.06 kilowatt, and the time used is the 6 hours. So energy is equal to the power into time taken. Now, so 0.06 kilowatt into the 6 hours, which is equal to the 0.36 kilowatt hour, or we have 0.36 units. So the energy consumed by the bulb is the 0.36 units.